Ladies, I am here tonight on the show. How's everybody doing tonight? All right, I'm gonna get some stuff out of the way, and then so the biggest, well, not the biggest story, but a story that happened. AJ Styles did resign with WWE. He keeps talking about retirement. He's been talking about retirement for like the last 3-4 years, saying that when he re-signed in 2019, it was going to be his final deal, and now he was planning to retire here in 2022. But now he re-signed until 2025. He's going to be 47 by the time this deal is up in 2025. But he's been talking about retirement for a while now. But hey, man, they keep offering him that fucking money, man. He signed a similar deal to Kevin Owens, which is about 3 years, $10 million. AJ Styles was actually supposed to be a part of AEW when they started their company back in 2019, along with Chris Jericho and John Moxley and Cody Rhodes and all those guys. He was a free agent right before they launched in 2019, and he and Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson were all gonna go over there and sign, and I think it was gonna be like it was already booked to be the final scenes of that first Dynamite. AJ Styles and Carl Towns and Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows reuniting the Bullet Club and AEW. But obviously they ended up re-signing with WWE. Then Luke Carl and Carl Gallows and ended up getting released and going to Impact. But yeah, now he resigns, and we'll see what happens until 2025. He's a WWE guy, so we'll see where that goes. He's going to be 40. He's 44 right now. He'll be 47 when that contract ends. All right, that next little story is Drake Maverick. Has once again re-signed, I believe, for the third time with the WWE. Remember, he got released last year, and he did that cool video about how you got fired from WWE, but you didn't get fired from wrestling. It was a very cool video. Go watch it if you haven't. I think it's on his Twitter, I believe, or it might be all over his social medias. Just go follow. It was a good video. He's been signed as a producer, writer, so now he's going to be behind the scenes with the creative team. I'm sure, obviously, like everybody, WWE, Vince McMahon, and those guys were shocked by that video. It was pretty good. I think they were impressed. A pretty damn good video, man. Go watch it if you haven't. But yeah, now he's going to be on the creative team behind the scenes as Drake Maverick. And the last story, and that's what everybody, the title of this shit, it is The Rock. And obviously, they've been planning, obviously, a WrestleMania return. Obviously, he hasn't wrestled since 2012, I believe, 2013, when he had those 2 back-to-back matches with John Cena. And the thing that's going on apparently is one of things is he's super busy with the movies, but also apparently in that final match in 2013, he suffered a very bad injury. I think he something with his ribs or abdominal, and he had to get surgery, and it delayed the movie Hercules from being filmed on time, which they lost millions of dollars for not being able to start filming that movie on times. And ever since that happened, they've been putting on the clause of his contract that he cannot wrestle when he's about to commit to filming for that movie. So that's why The Rock has not been able to do. I mean, that's why he wasn't able to do. There was talks about doing Survivor Series this year, planting the seeds for WrestleMania versus Survivor Series that just passed last year, and then for this year's WrestleMania, planting the seeds for Roman Reigns. But that's apparently one of the biggest issues, that because in 2013 in that final match with John Cena, he suffered an injury in which he couldn't film on time. They lost a lot of money, and now they're putting the clause on the contract that, hey, no wrestling while you're filming. So I think the same thing. John Cena was one time filming a movie, and he was wrestling at the same time, and he had a match with Shinsuke Nakamura where he flipped him right on top of his head. And once that happened, same thing. I think the movie producer said no wrestling for John Cena either. So that's the problem with The Rock and John Cena. That's why they can come on as much as they can, because these movie producers, they offer them the movie script. One of the clause in the contract is no wrestling while filming, which is completely understandable, man. So that's why, man, it's hard for The Rock to come back, man, because every time he commits to a movie, he can't wrestle. It's not that he's like super, I'm sure maybe he can make it work with the schedule like John Cena did when he first started making movies. But once you get that injury, everybody freaks out and you start losing money because you can't be filming on time. So, yeah, and now with the XFL, they're saying he's going to be basically promoting the 2023 at the XFL. Man, who knows, man? It's looking like between being busy filming movies, promoting the XFL next year, and then with this fucking contract clause that every time he commits to film a movie, he can't wrestle. It's going to be very hard for Roman Reigns and The Rock to eventually have that WrestleMania match. We'll see what happens, but that apparently that just came out that that's a big reason why he hasn't been able to wrestle in the last 10 years because of that last injury he suffered. And ever since then, they're putting on his clause. You can't wrestle while you're filming. So we'll see what that holds. Maybe we've seen the final of The Rock because of this. He's so busy and that whole thing with the contract that he can't wrestle while he's filming. We'll see what happens. But ladies and gentlemen, until next time, I'm on like a light.